I'd been asleep for 8 years, but the world hadn't waited. Now I was awake, only to find my husband had replaced me. Another woman slept in my bed, wore my jewelry, raised my child. Everyone thought I should be grateful just to be alive. They didn't know I was going to take everything back, starting with signing her eviction from my life. The first sensation was the beeping, persistent, rhythmic, annoying. Then the smell, antiseptic, artificial air. My eyelids felt sealed shut. I tried to move, but nothing responded. Panic, dulled and distant, flickered within me. Again, I tried. A flutter. A sliver of harsh fluorescent light stabbed my eyes. "Doctor, she's waking up!" An unfamiliar woman's voice. Footsteps. A penlight flared. "Mrs. Bennett? Olivia, can you hear me?" A man's voice, controlled excitement. I tried to speak, but only a hoarse croak emerged. "Water," the doctor ordered. "Small sips." A cool straw touched my lips. Blessed relief. "Olivia, if you can hear me, blink once." I blinked. The effort felt monumental. "Good, I'm Dr. Mitchell. You're at Mercy General Hospital. You've been in a coma." Coma? My mind struggled. I remembered rain, headlights, then nothing. How? My throat scraped. "How long?" Dr. Mitchell exchanged a look with the nurse. "Olivia, you've been in a coma for 8 years." 8 years? Impossible. Yesterday I was 32, driving home to James and 4-year-old Emma. Yesterday we were planning our summer vacation. Yesterday. "No," I whispered. "I know this is a shock," Dr. Mitchell said gently. "But you're awake. You've beaten incredible odds." My mind raced. Emma was 12 now. She'd grown up without me. And James? Had he waited? "My family," I managed. "We've contacted your emergency contacts," the nurse said. "Your mother is on her way." My mother, not my husband. The omission screamed louder than any confirmation. Hours passed. Doctors came and went, explaining the severe brain trauma, calling my awakening miraculous. They talked of cognitive function, atrophied muscles, extensive rehabilitation. I barely listened, waiting only for news of James and Emma. When my mother arrived, she looked decades older, her hair silver, new lines etched deep around her eyes. She wept, holding my hand carefully around the IV. "My baby girl," she repeated. "You came back." "Emma," I said, my voice strengthening. "James?" Her expression flickered, discomfort, guilt. "Emma's beautiful, Liv. So smart, looks just like you." "Where is she? When can I see her?" "Soon, honey. She's in school. We didn't want to pull her out until we were sure." "Sure of what?" Dread pooled in my stomach. "That you were really back," she finished weakly. "And James?" I pressed. She took a deep breath. "He waited, Liv. For years, he came every day, then every week. But the doctor said you might never wake up. And Emma needed—" "He remarried." The words fell flat. She nodded, tears spilling. 3 years ago. Her name is Vanessa. She's been good to Emma." The room tilted. The heart monitor beeped faster. "They live in our house?" "The house I'd decorated, planned our future in." Another nod. "It's where Emma grew up. They thought it would be less disruptive." "Less disruptive than acknowledging her real mother?" "I want to see Emma," I said, my voice firm. "Of course, honey, I'll talk to James." "Today." My mother looked startled. "Liv, they'll need time to prepare her. She barely remembers." My own daughter barely remembered me. A woman named Vanessa was raising her, in my house, in my bed. My life had continued, starring my understudy. "I need to rest," I said, turning away. My mother left, mistaking my dismissal for fatigue. Alone, staring at the ceiling, weakness warred with a nascent, hard determination. They thought I should be grateful just to be alive, to accept this hollowed-out version of my life. They expected me to disappear quietly. I flexed my fingers, a tiny movement requiring immense concentration. Again and again. I would see my daughter, I would reclaim my home, I would take back what was mine. Starting with signing her eviction papers, 8 years was a long time, but I was awake now. And I had everything to fight for. Physical therapy was a special kind of hell. Push through it, Olivia. 5 more seconds. Maya, my therapist, held my trembling leg. Sweat stung my eyes. Basic movements required Herculean effort. 6 weeks since awakening. 6 weeks of relearning to sit, eat, speak. Each small victory felt both triumphant and humiliating. 40 years old, applauded for brushing my teeth. But I endured, pushing harder than asked, hoarding regained strength like ammunition. When can I walk unassisted? I asked Maya. Maybe 2 or 3 months, extraordinarily fast. I'm not most patients. She studied me. No, you're certainly not. I liked Maya. She was straightforward, no platitudes. Maya, I said quietly later, I need a favor, a computer, privately. Patients use the day room computer. Under supervision. Limited time. I need more. She sighed. Is this about your husband? The new wife? The hospital gossip mill had surely ground out my story. I've been erased, I said softly. 8 years of life I missed. I need to understand. Maya hesitated, then nodded. My cousin came back from deployment, found his fiancée married someone else. He spiraled. Are you sure you're ready for what you might find? I've already lost everything. What more can the truth do? The next evening, Maya wheeled me to an administrative office. 2 hours, she said, logging into her laptop. Security rounds at 9:30. I wasn't here. Alone, I typed, James Bennett, Atlanta, architect. His company website popped up, Bennett and Associates, mid-size now. A photo showed James, distinguished, silver threading his hair. Aged well, the bastard. The About page mentioned his wife Vanessa and daughter Emma. No mention of me. Vanessa Bennett, Atlanta. Results flooded the screen. Vanessa Wright Bennett, interior designer, founder of Wright Spaces. Her professional website showcased elegant rooms. Her Instagram feed was a curated stream of chic interiors, charity events, and family moments. My family moments. I scrolled, taking notes. Vanessa, tall, slim, honey blonde, confident. My opposite. Post after post showed my life, transformed. My warm cherry wood kitchen, now sterile white. My garden, redesigned. My daughter growing up with another woman's arm around her shoulders. A post from 3 years ago, making it official. James slipping a ring on Vanessa's finger. Emma beside them as a flower girl, 3 years ago. He'd waited 5 years while I lay unconscious. Had there been a divorce? I researched Georgia law. Divorce from an incapacitated spouse required appointing a guardian ad litem. Had that happened? Property records showed the house still solely in my name, a wedding gift from my parents, put in my name only for protection. James had agreed reluctantly. Legally, I still owned the house they lived in, leverage. I dug deeper into Vanessa. Her firm started 7 years ago shortly after my accident. How did she and James meet? No cute engagement stories online. Just tagged photos at charity events from 6 years ago, 2 years after my accident. Had she been a client? A colleague? Or in his life before? Footsteps in the hall. I quickly cleared the history as Maya entered. Productive session? She asked, eyeing my notes. Very, I said, tucking the notepad away. Back in my room, I reviewed my findings. Gaps remained, but a plan formed. The next day, I asked the nurse to contact Daniel Cho, a college friend, now a family lawyer. I claimed I needed to update my will. 2 days later, Daniel sat opposite me. Olivia, it's unbelievable. I'm sorry I didn't visit. No apologies. I need your legal expertise. I explained the real reason. Where do I stand with my husband, my house, my daughter? Daniel listened, taking notes. Are you looking to contest their marriage? File for custody? Evict them? Evict, harsh, final, exactly what I wanted. I need all my options. Based on what you found, Daniel concluded, there likely wasn't a formal divorce. The procedures weren't followed. Technically, you're still married, though his second marriage complicates things. The house, if solely in your name, is yours to control who lives there. However, a judge prioritizes the child's best interests. Custody. Complex. James has been custodial parent for 8 years. You have rights, but the court considers stability and Emma's wishes. She's 12. She's my daughter. Yes, but raised by her father and stepmother most of her life. Courts don't punish children. I absorbed this. Reclaiming Emma wouldn't be simple. But the house? I want to pursue my property rights, I said firmly. Daniel studied me. Are you sure it will create conflict? I'm counting on it. It's time they understood I'm back and I won't disappear. He nodded slowly. I'll confirm the property records. If it's yours, you have grounds to reclaim it, even require them to vacate. How long? A few days to research, a week or two to initiate proceedings. Do it, I said. As Daniel left, he paused. As your friend, revenge rarely brings peace. Ensure whatever you do is truly best for you and Emma. I watched the parking lot below. Was this revenge? Partly, but also justice, refusing to be erased. When Maya arrived for therapy, she saw my expression. Productive visit? Very. I gripped the wheelchair arms. Push me harder today. I need to get stronger faster. She nodded. You've got that look, the one that scares the other therapists. Good, I said. It should. Are you sure you don't want to stay longer? Dr. Mitchell asked, reviewing my discharge papers. 6 months since awakening. 6 months of relentless rehab. I wasn't fully recovered. I walked with a cane, tired easily, but I was functional, independent. I've signed the papers, I said. I'm ready to leave. My mother collected me, chattering nervously. The guest room is ready. I'd asked to move back into my house, legally my house, but Daniel advised confirming legal standing first. So, temporarily, I stayed with my mother. Her house felt eerily preserved, unlike the changed Atlanta streets outside. Family photos lined the walls, including several of me she hadn't taken down. As if I'd been dead. Has James called? I asked later, alone in the small guest room. He hadn't visited once during rehab, sending only 3 distant texts. Incredible news. Struggling to process. Explain to Emma. Complicated. Meet you when appropriate. Meet me like a stranger. I'd channeled my rage into recovery, researched my rights, prepared my strategy. Now I was ready. The doorbell rang the next morning at 10:58. James, always punctual. My mother answered, her voice high and nervous. Then a deeper rumble and a higher, youthful voice that made my heart stutter. Emma, gripping my cane, terrified despite months of imagining this, I waited. My mother appeared, smile strained. Look who's here. James stepped into the kitchen. Familiar yet strange. Same jawline, same brown eyes, but new lines. Silver in his hair. Guilt, uncertainty, apprehension warred on his face. Beside him, clutching a backpack strap, stood Emma, tall for 12, my dark hair, James's wary eyes. My baby, no longer a baby. Hello, Olivia, James said. You look, well. Well, as if I'd had a cold. James. I shifted my gaze to Emma. Tears threatened. Emma. She stared, curious and confused. Did she remember me at all? Emma, James prompted gently. This is your mother, Olivia. I know, she said quietly. Awkward silence. My mother suggested coffee, hot chocolate. We moved to the living room, a parody of a family visit. I sat carefully, aware of Emma watching my cane, my slight tremor. 7th grade, Emma whispered when I asked about school. Westlake Middle Art Club. My heart leaped. You like art? I used to draw all the time. Interest flickered in her eyes. Dad says you designed our house. I did. It was my first real project. Vanessa changed a lot of it, she said, glancing at James. Vanessa's an interior designer, James interjected smoothly. She updated some spaces. I've seen photos, I said neutrally. Very contemporary. It's okay, Emma shrugged. I liked the yellow kitchen better. My yellow kitchen, the one I'd painted sunny and warm, replaced with sterile white, according to Instagram. Me too, I said, a genuine smile breaking through. Emma almost smiled back, then retreated. James asked Emma to join my mother in the kitchen, leaving us alone. 8 years of memories hung between us. The man I'd loved, now a stranger who'd moved on. I don't know where to begin, he said, running a hand through his hair, a familiar gesture, a pang. How about an explanation? My voice was ice. 6 months awake, James. Relearning everything, and not one visit? He flinched. I'm sorry, the doctors gave minimal hope. So you gave up? I waited 3 years, he said defensively. 3 years taking Emma to see a mother who couldn't respond. Then I met Vanessa at a parent-teacher conference. Emma was struggling. Vanessa ran an art therapy program, helped her through her grief. Grief, as if I were dead. And then helped you through yours? Bitterness coated my words. It was gradual. Emma needed a mother figure. I needed to move forward for Emma's sake. But I woke up. He looked down. Yes, and I'm genuinely happy, but life continued. Emma and I built a new life with Vanessa. The casual grouping, Emma, him, her, wounded me anew. So I should accept being erased? Disappear again for your convenience? Of course not. You're Emma's mother. You have every right to be part of her life. Part of her life, I repeated. Not her mother, a biological footnote. He sighed. What do you want? An apology for trying to give Emma stability? I want my life back, I said simply. He shook his head. That's not possible. Too much has changed. Not everything, I leaned forward. The house is still in my name. His expression froze. What? Our house, my house. Gift from my parents, my name only. Did you forget when you moved your new wife in? Color drained from his face. You can't be serious. Completely. Confirmed with my lawyer. That's our home. Emma's home. My home, I corrected. And yes, Emma's too. He paced. This is what I feared. You'd wake up angry, bitter, wanting punishment. Is that what this is? Punishment? I gripped my cane. This is me refusing to be erased, fighting for my place. By threatening her home, how does that help Emma? Doubt pricked me. Was he right? Was I hurting Emma? No. She belonged with me in my house. They were the interlopers. I'm pointing out the legal reality. He stopped pacing. What do you really want, Olivia? To see my daughter regularly. Rebuild our relationship without interference. And eventually, live in my house again. With or without us? I didn't answer. He sighed, resigned. Let me make a suggestion. I have funds. I could buy you out. Set you up nearby. A pragmatic solution. Clean, simple. Except what I wanted wasn't for sale. No, I said quietly. Olivia, be reasonable. No, I repeated firmly. I'm not selling my house. Not accepting a consolation prize for having my life stolen. Not making things easier for you and your new wife. Anger and fear crossed his face. She has a name, Vanessa, and she's been a good mother to Emma. She's not Emma's mother. I am... His phone rang. He stepped into the hall. Yes. No, not a good time. Fine, I'll ask. He returned. That was Vanessa, concerned about the time. Emma has a project. Vanessa is concerned. She asked if you'd like to meet her. Soon. Meet Vanessa, the woman who took my place? Why? She thinks it would be better if we could be civil. Civil, as if we were simply divorced. I'll think about it. He called Emma. She reappeared, relieved to leave. Awkwardly, she stepped toward me. Nice to meet you. See you. Again. The formality broke my heart. Wonderful to see you, Emma. I've missed you so much. She nodded, not meeting my eyes. Maybe next time I could bring my sketchbook? I'd love that, I said, hope flaring. More than anything. A small, uncertain smile flickered. Then she followed her father. As they left, his phone rang again. Yes, on our way. No, fine. Tell you when we get home. Home, my home, where another woman waited for my husband and child. Determination washed over me. James thought he could pacify me. He had no idea. Watching them drive away, I made my decision. Time to reclaim what was mine. Starting with the house. If that meant signing Vanessa's eviction, so be it. I wouldn't lose another day. The gift for Emma was small, a silver charm bracelet, only 2 charms, a paintbrush for her art, and a tiny frame holding a photo of 4-year-old Emma and me, laughing. Are you sure? My mother fretted. James might think you're buying her affection. It's a bracelet, Mom. I've missed 8 birthdays. 2 weeks had passed since the first awkward meeting. One more strained visit. Emma had shown me drawings, including one of a woman I assumed was Vanessa. The gift was my attempt to bridge the distance. The doorbell rang the next afternoon. Diana, my best friend since college, barely changed. She rushed forward, hugging me fiercely, tears streaming. I saw the news story, she choked out. Woman awakens after 8-year coma. I couldn't believe it. I shot a look at my mother, who suddenly busied herself. No one told me. I bet. We settled in the living room after my mother discreetly left. I should have come sooner, Diana said, guilt crossing her features. I kept in touch with James. And Vanessa. The name hung between us. You know her. She nodded. Not close. But James asked me to meet her, help Emma accept her. Betrayal washed over me, my best friend vetting my replacement. Tell me about her, I said, my voice steady. Are you sure? I nodded. She's nice, good with Emma, patient. She redecorated your house. I've studied her Instagram, I interrupted. Diana smiled faintly. Still thorougher than the FBI. This was the Diana I remembered. I need the real story, Di, not the sanitized version. What do you want to know? How they met, when, how quickly Vanessa moved in, how Emma really feels, anything off. Off? James said they met at a parent-teacher conference. Vanessa running an art therapy program? Diana nodded slowly. That's the story. But she shifted. At Emma's 6th birthday party, 2 years after your accident, I thought Vanessa mentioned meeting James at a charity gala. Later, they insisted it was the art therapy program. A discrepancy, a crack. What else? It's always felt a little too perfect, Diana lowered her voice. The grieving widower, the compassionate therapist, like a Hallmark movie. And the timing, engaged on the 3rd anniversary of your accident. Exactly. James called it honoring the past, but it felt calculated. Has Emma said anything, how she really feels? Polite, respectful, but never natural affection. She calls her Vanessa, not Mom. James tried to encourage it, but she resisted. This small loyalty brought tears to my eyes. There's something else. Diana squeezed my hand. Emma kept your things. When they redecorated, she rescued your old sketchbooks, some jewelry, photos. Keeps them in a box in her closet. My throat tightened. She hadn't forgotten. I need to see her die, alone. James is protective, and Vanessa considers herself Emma's mother now. She's not. My voice was sharp. What are you planning, Liv? Diana looked concerned. You've got that look. What look? The one you had before you got Melissa Rogers expelled for plagiarizing your design. I smiled grimly, and this is more important. Just be careful. Keep Emma out of the crossfire. They've been keeping her from me. Or trying to prepare her, Diana said gently. I'm on your side, Liv, but I care about Emma too. So what's your next move? See her, alone. A smile tugged my lips. Who said anything about asking? The next day, I took a car service to Westlake Middle. Art club ended at 4:30. I arrived at 4:15, waiting on a bench, heart pounding. What if she was upset? Ambushed? At 4:28, students streamed out. Then I saw her alone, sketchbook clutched to her chest. So much like me at that age. Emma, I called softly. She stopped, surprised. Olivia, what are you doing here? The formal name stung. Hope to talk for a minute? If it's okay? She glanced around nervously. Vanessa's picking me up soon. Right here, I patted the bench. I wanted to give you something. Curiosity won. She sat, leaving a careful distance. I handed her the wrapped box. It's not my birthday. But her eyes lit up. She unwrapped it carefully. Seeing the bracelet, her expression softened. It's pretty. Look at the charms. She examined the paintbrush, smiled slightly, then froze at the photo. Is that? You and me. You were 4 at the lake house. You'd found a frog you insisted was a princess. She stared at the photo. I don't remember the frog, she said softly. But I remember your laugh. Tears pricked my eyes. Sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I hear it. Thought I'd made it up. Oh, Emma, you didn't. You were the most delightful child. She looked up, vulnerable. Did I did I always call you Mom? My heart broke. Yes, your first word. She nodded, then pulled a small, worn stuffed rabbit from her backpack. Found this. Dad said it was mine. Was it? Trembling, I took it. Yes, you're Hoppy. You wouldn't sleep without him. I showed her a stitched patch. His foot tore. I stayed up all night sewing him. She took him back, examining the patch. I keep him hidden. Vanessa says I'm too old for stuffed animals. Anger flared, dictating my daughter's mementos. You're never too old for things that comfort you, I said firmly. She tucked the rabbit away, slipped the bracelet on. It fits perfectly. Emma, I began gently, I know this is confusing, but I want you to know, not a day went by I didn't love you. Even asleep, I was fighting to get back to you. She swallowed hard. Vanessa said, you being back doesn't change that she's my mom now. Ice flooded my veins. What do you think? She looked troubled. I don't know, it's confusing. Vanessa's been there, but she's not. She trailed off. She takes good care of me, she added defensively. I'm glad, I said, meaning it. But I'm back now. I want to be part of your life too. She looked at me directly. Would I live with you? Instead of Dad and Vanessa? The question surprised me. I don't know yet. Right now, I'm just getting to know you again, but eventually, yes. I hope we can live together. In our house? Yes, I said firmly. In our house. A horn honked, a white SUV. Vanessa. Emma jumped up, panicked. Have to go. Wait, could I call you sometimes? She hesitated, nodded quickly, scribbled a number on sketchbook paper, pressed it into my hand. With a glance at the bracelet, she hurried to the car. Vanessa leaned over, spoke to her, then her gaze found me. Her expression hardened. A brief, tense acknowledgement, then she pulled away, taking my daughter. 30 minutes later, my phone rang. What the hell do you think you're doing? Vanessa's voice, tight with anger. Hello, Vanessa, I said calmly. Our first conversation? Cut the pleasantries. You had no right approaching Emma without our knowledge. Our knowledge. I gave my daughter a gift. Didn't realize permission was required. You're undermining us while we try to help Emma adjust. Behind your backs, I repeated. Interesting, from the woman living in my house, raising my child. A pause. I understand you're angry, but taking it out on Emma? Don't you dare suggest I'd harm my daughter, I cut in quietly. And don't pretend to understand what I've lost. Vanessa sighed, forced patience. We both want what's best for Emma. Can we please agree to coordinate visits through James? Dictating terms. You don't set the rules for my relationship with my daughter, I said flatly. I'm trying to protect Emma. You mean limit my access? Let me be very clear, I interrupted. I'm done being patient, done accepting scraps, done pretending you have any legitimate claim to my role. Tense silence. James told me you were like this, Vanessa said coolly. Stubborn, uncompromising. Good, then you won't be surprised by what comes next. Is that a threat? A promise. I'm coming back, Vanessa, into every aspect you've taken. Prepare yourself. I ended the call, adrenaline pounding. Vanessa wasn't innocent. She was actively defending her position. I dialed Daniel. It's time. Proceed with reclaiming my house. Are you sure things could get contentious? I thought of Emma, the bracelet, Hoppy hidden away, Vanessa's glare. Positive. Draft the eviction notice. The manila envelope felt heavy. Inside, the formal notice requiring James and Vanessa to vacate my property within 30 days. You could have sent it by courier, my mother said, driving me there. Yes, I did, I replied, tracing the envelope. I need to see the house. See what she's done. Turning onto my old street, my heart raced. Familiar trees, familiar houses. We slowed at 1843, my blue two-story with the wide porch. Except it wasn't blue. It was sleek gray, shutters gone, minimalist porch furniture, stark black door instead of cheerful red. Oh, my mother breathed. She erased me, I murmured. The exterior overhaul hit harder than expected. Want me to come in? She asked, parking. No, alone. Using my cane, I walked up the path. My English cottage garden replaced with structured, neat plants. At the door, I hesitated. My house. Why knock? I reached for the spare key's hiding spot above the lintel. Still there. James, always absent-minded. Tempting, but no. This was formal, legal. I rang the bell, waiting, pulse hammering. Footsteps. The door opened. Vanessa. Taller than me, honey blonde ponytail, simple black leggings, oversized cream sweater, effortless style. Her blue eyes widened, then narrowed. Olivia. She recovered quickly. Wasn't expecting you. Clearly, my voice level. May I come in? She hesitated, stepped back. Of course, James is at work, Emma at school. I know, I wanted to speak with you directly. Inside, disorientation hit. Warm terracotta walls now cool gray. Darker floors. My antique console table gone, replaced by a sleek piece holding only an orchid. Sit down, she offered, gesturing toward the living room. Water? Tea? No, thank you. I remained standing. This wouldn't take long. The living room, once cozy, now like a magazine spread. Angular, neutral furniture replaced our overstuffed sofas. My packed bookshelves now held curated objects, books arranged by color. You've changed everything, I said, accusation clear. Vanessa crossed her arms. It's been 8 years, Olivia. Styles change. Apparently. I focused on her. I brought you something. I held out the envelope. She looked at it warily. What is it? A formal notice to vacate within 30 days. Color drained from her face. What? The house is legally mine, I repeated. Gift from my parents, my name only. Confirmed with county records. I'm exercising my right to reclaim it. She stared, shocked, slowly taking the trembling envelope. You can't be serious. This is our home. Emma's home. It's my home, I corrected, taken without my knowledge or consent. No one took anything, she snapped, composure cracking. You were in a coma. Doctor said never. James waited years. 3 years, I interrupted, or was it 2? Diana remembers you earlier. She flinched. Whatever Diana thinks, James waited reasonably before moving on. And now I'm awake. I want my life back. By evicting a 12-year-old? Her voice rose. What will this do to Emma? Same argument as James. Vulnerable spot. I steeled myself. What's the alternative? I live with my mother while my husband and his wife raise my daughter in my house, accept occasional visits? Vanessa put the envelope on the table. I understand this is painful, but turning our lives upside down won't undo what happened. Don't. I cut her off. Don't pretend to understand. You've been living my life for 5 years, sleeping in my bed, raising my child. I've also been taking care of your daughter, she countered coolly. Every fever, nightmare, school project. Where were you? The cruelty stole my breath. In a hospital bed, I whispered, fighting to come back to her. Shame flickered on her face, but she pressed on. Emma needs stability. Can't we find a compromise? What kind? I asked. Let's sit down, talk rationally. She gestured toward the dining room. Once warm, now stark, monochromatic, dominated by a glass table. No, I shook my head. I'm not negotiating. The house is mine. I want it back. For God's sake, Olivia. Frustration flashed. Is this about the house or punishing James? It's about what's rightfully mine, including my place in my daughter's life. A place you've occupied? Her expression shifted subtly. Fear, calculation. She seemed more concerned about the house itself. This will only create conflict, more stress for Emma. What I want, I said quietly, is my life back. To sleep in my own bed, cook in my own kitchen, watch my daughter grow under my own roof. To not have been erased. Her gaze dropped to the envelope. And if we refuse? Formal eviction proceedings, public, messy, futile for you. My ownership is irrefutable. She looked up, respect flickering. You've changed. James described you as soft-spoken. 8 years in a coma does that, I replied dryly. Then I saw it. Beyond her shoulder, along the staircase wall, a photo display. James, Vanessa, Emma, chronological. Disturbingly similar to photos James and I had taken. Vanessa at the beach with Emma, same spot, same sandcastle type. Vanessa reading to Emma in my reading nook. methodically recreating my life, replacing me. You've been trying to erase me, I said softly, nodding at the wall. Those poses, activities, copies? She flushed. Absurd, just normal family photos. No, I moved closer. That beach photo. James took one of Emma and me, same spot, same castle. The reading nook, my special place with Emma. Coincidence, she said weakly. I studied her. How much did you research the woman you were replacing? She stiffened. James thought Emma needed a mother figure. We fell in love. Is it? I glanced around again. Looks like you methodically erased every trace of me. That's not fair, she protested, guilt flickering in her eyes. The front door opened. James. Surprise turned to alarm. Olivia, what are you doing here? Delivering this. I nodded at the envelope. Notice to vacate within 30 days. His face went pale, then flushed. He snatched the envelope, tore it open, scanned it, jaw tightening. Insane. You're really going to evict us? My home, I corrected, solely in my name. He crumpled the notice. This is revenge, punishing me, reclaiming what's legally mine. You could have bought a new property, respected that this house was mine. Belonged, he repeated angrily. Past tense. You were gone. Was I supposed to preserve everything like a shrine? You were supposed to respect my legal rights. Now I'm exercising them. He turned to Vanessa. Did you know? Only in her name? A fleeting look passed between them. I knew your parents helped, Vanessa said carefully. Never discussed specifics. James ran a hand through his hair. Ridiculous. We're not leaving. Emma's life is here. Not my problem, I said, guilt twinging. Should have considered that before moving another woman in. Your house, he exploded. You weren't here. I was, raising our daughter alone. And I'm supposed to be grateful that you replaced me so efficiently? Stop it, both of you, Vanessa stepped between us. Emma could come home. James took a deep breath. We're not leaving. We'll fight this. It's not punishment, I insisted. It's justice, reclaiming my life. Your life moved on without you, he said bluntly. You can't just step back in. I don't expect it to be the same, but I expect to sleep under my own roof, rebuild my relationship with my daughter in the home that is legally mine. He shook his head, expression hardening. We'll see what the courts say. He pulled out his phone. Calling our lawyer, he strode into his office. Vanessa faced me, anger and calculation mixed. Is this really how you want to start over? A legal battle hurting Emma? Don't use my daughter as a shield, I said quietly. I walked to the door, glanced back. 30 days, Vanessa. Start packing. The ride home was silent. As we pulled into the driveway, Mom asked, Are you sure about this? I saw the photo wall in my mind, my life recreated, me excised. Yes, I said firmly, never more sure. Later, James called, furious. You've gone too far, traumatizing our daughter. What? Emma came home upset. Wearing a bracelet from you. Vanessa asked about it. Emma burst into tears, confused about who her real mother was. My heart clenched, but I refused blame. If Emma's confused, it's because you and Vanessa kept her from me, treated me like a threat. And now you're taking her home. It's my home, James. Fine, play hardball, but you push this, you'll end up more alone. The threat hung there. Stay away from Emma until this is resolved. No ambushing, no gifts, no confusing her. You don't dictate my relationship with my daughter, I said, anger rising. And I am her mother, her only mother. Legally and biologically, he laughed harshly. Is that all motherhood is? Vanessa's been there 5 years. What have you done except show up making demands? The cruelty was breathtaking. I'm warning you, Olivia, back off or you'll regret it. He hung up. I stared at the phone. His threat echoed. Instead of intimidation, calm settled over me. I'd hit a nerve. The house meant more than just shelter. They were hiding something. And I would find out what. This is insane, my mother said as I packed an overnight bag. You can't move in with them still there. Actually, I can. I folded clothes. Spoke with Daniel. As legal owner, I have the right to occupy my property during the notice period. Why? It will be unbearable. Precisely. I want them uncomfortable, off balance. People reveal things under pressure. Reveal what? I don't know yet. But James's reaction was disproportionate. They're hiding something. I'd called James that morning, informing him. His outrage was cut short by legal reality. My mother sighed, defeated, and drove me. The atmosphere was glacial. James opened the door, tight-lipped. "Welcome home," he said sarcastically. I stepped inside, leaning less on my cane now. "Thank you." My mother retreated anxiously. James led me upstairs to the guest room. "Will this be acceptable?" he asked stiffly. "It will do." He lingered. "Emma is confused. We told her you're staying temporarily while we sort out legal matters." "What legal matters?" "Just housing issues." "Good. I don't want her caught in the middle." Relief flickered on his face. Alone, I unpacked, staring at the unrecognizable backyard. My whimsical garden, Emma's vegetable patch, the tire swing, gone. Replaced by high-end resort landscaping. Vanessa arrived around 7, followed by Emma at 8:05. I went downstairs, the kitchen scene, forced normalcy. Vanessa unpacking takeout, James setting the table, Emma chattering about a friend's house. All looked up, conversation halting. "Settled in?" Vanessa asked tightly. "Yes." I turned to Emma, who fidgeted with my bracelet, still wearing it. Hope surged. "Hi, Emma." "Hi." Dinner was strained politeness, neutral topics. Emma watched me cautiously, occasionally asking direct questions. "Are you going to live here now?" "For a little while," I answered honestly, "to spend time getting to know you again." She nodded. "Will you come to my art show next week?" James and Vanessa exchanged tense glances. "I'd love to," I said. Emma lit up, describing her landscape paintings. For minutes, the tension eased. "You get that from me," I smiled. I used to sketch constantly. "Dad says you designed this house." Emma looked around the sterile white kitchen. "I did, though it looked different then." "I know," she said. "I remember the yellow kitchen." Vanessa set her fork down sharply. "Emma, your math homework?" "Not due till Wednesday." "Better get it done," Vanessa insisted tightly. Emma sighed, gathered her plate. "Maybe you could help me," she asked me hesitantly. My heart leaped. "I'd love to, if it's okay." James nodded quickly. "Fine, dining room." Once Emma left, Vanessa's facade cracked. "Don't undermine me," she said sharply. The kitchen comment, it's confusing for her. Acknowledging a fact Emma herself brought up. "Let's not do this," James interjected wearily. The hour with Emma over geometry felt blessedly normal. "You're good at explaining this," she said. "Vanessa gets impatient." I bit back satisfaction. When homework finished, James appeared. "Bedtime." "Can Olivia say goodnight?" Emma asked. James hesitated, then agreed. In Emma's room, a mix of child and teen, I sat on her bed. "Did you used to do this?" she asked shyly. My throat tightened. "Every night, read a story, name 3 good things from the day." "3 good things," she repeated. "Kind of remember." "What are yours today?" she thought. "A on my science project, dinner with Lily, and—" She looked at me. "You helping with homework." Tears pricked my eyes. "One of my good things, too. Your others. Seeing you wear the bracelet, and this moment—" She touched the bracelet. "Vanessa said I shouldn't wear it to school." Anger flickered. "It's yours to wear whenever," I said. Her expression grew serious. "Are you really making us move out?" "Who told you that?" "Heard Dad and Vanessa talking. Dad said you were taking the house." I chose words carefully. "It's complicated. The house is legally mine. But what matters most is being part of your life. If we move, will you come too, or back and forth like Lily?" The comparison stung. "I don't know yet. But I promise I'll always be there, never make you choose." She seemed to accept this. "Vanessa is really upset about it, more than Dad. Keeps saying this is our home." That matched my observation. "Try not to worry." I smoothed her hair. "Will you be here tomorrow night too?" Yes, every night I'm here. Later, unable to sleep, I heard James and Vanessa arguing hushedly behind their closed door. Around midnight, silence fell. I got up, ostensibly for water, but really searching for something. Kitchen, living room, dining room, nothing. Then, light under James's office door, crossing a line. But his desperation spurred me on. The office felt familiar. Desk immaculate. Drawers yielded nothing. Filing cabinet locked. Key under the blotter, still there. Inside, financial records. I pulled the folder from the year of my accident. Blood ran cold. Bank statements, large withdrawals post-accident, insurance documents, forged signature, letters from an unknown law firm. Division of assets in event of permanent incapacitation. James had systematically transferred joint assets to himself while I lay unconscious. The house only escaped due to my parents' foresight. Vanessa, the hit-and-run driver? Had James known, married her anyway, or known her before? The door opened. James. Surprise turned to fury seeing the open cabinet, the documents. What are you doing? Was Vanessa driving the car that hit me? I held up the photos, color drained from his face. What? These photos, this plate, it was her, wasn't it? You don't understand. Explain. Explain how your wife's car nearly killed me. Not what you think? Did you know her before? Was this deliberate? Keep your voice down, he hissed. Emma's sleeping. Answer me. Did you know Vanessa before? Silence. How long were you cheating before she conveniently removed me? Wasn't like that. Met a few times, industry events. Nothing happened. The accident, she panicked, fled, didn't know it was you until later. And when she found out, he looked tortured. Came to me months later, confessed. Doctors said you'd likely never wake. I was struggling. So you forgave the woman who put me in a coma and married her? Flatly. And the finances? I pressed. Transferring assets while I was unconscious? He flinched. Needed to secure Emma's future, medical bills. If I'd ever wake up to find out, I finished. So you stole from me, then married the woman who put me there. Please, desperation in his voice. Never meant for this. We thought you were gone. Yet you hid the truth. Lied when I woke up. Silence. Does Emma know? Of course not. She thinks it was random. What will she think when she learns? Fear flashed. You wouldn't tell her. The truth usually does. Lies are worse. I tucked the folder under my arm. What are you going to do? He whispered. Everything still stands. House is mine. You both leave, and I'm going to the police. Statute of limitations. Doesn't apply when the victim was comatose, checked, plus financial fraud, insurance fraud. He slumped, defeated. Can we discuss this rationally for Emma? You've had 8 years of arrangements. My turn. As I moved to the door, a shadow in the hall, Vanessa, pale. How much did you hear? James asked wearily. Enough, she said steadily. She knows. Yes, I confirmed. Strange calm settled on her. Then we should talk, all of us, not with Emma here. Tomorrow, I agreed, suddenly exhausted. After Emma leaves for school. Back in my room, evidence clutched tight. Grim satisfaction settled. The ugly truth was finally emerging. Morning. The household pretended normalcy. James sat silent at the island, coffee untouched. Vanessa stood by the window, arms crossed. Tension choked the air. Asked Vanessa to take time off, James said, so we can discuss. Wise, I poured coffee. Where to start? Hit and run? Financial fraud? Pre-accident relationship? Start with what happens next, Vanessa said steadily. What do you want, Olivia? Directness surprised me. Justice, the truth, my life back. Your life, she repeated bitterly. House, James, Emma, everything I've had. Stolen from me, I corrected. James sighed. Let's be rational. Rational, I laughed. Discovering the woman who hit me, left me for dead, is raising my child, sleeping with my husband? Didn't know it was you, Vanessa insisted. Panicked, fled, unforgivable. Realized months later. When you started dating my husband, she looked ashamed. Met before, nothing happened. After, coma prognosis poor. Reconnected at a hospital fundraiser. Convenient. Horrified when I realized, confessed to James, nearly ended things. But didn't. Guilt less important than attraction. Not simple, James cut in. Emma needed stability. I was drowning. Vanessa helped. After putting us there, I pointed out. Can never undo it, Vanessa said quietly. Lived with guilt daily. Tried to make amends by caring for Emma, supporting James, by stealing my life. She flinched. Never thought of it that way. Of course not. James rubbed his temples. What will you do? Go to police? Arrest Vanessa? How does that help Emma? The question hit its mark. What would legal action mean for Emma? Haven't decided, I said honestly. But I'm not leaving this house. Both of you out. James and Vanessa exchanged a loaded glance. I'll get a hotel, James said finally. Emma stays here with... He broke off. With her mother, I completed firmly. Vanessa stood abruptly. I'm not going anywhere. This is my home too. Raised Emma here 5 years. After putting her real mother in a coma. It was an accident, she snapped, composure cracking. Paid every day since. Think I don't see your face in Emma's? Perhaps you shouldn't be looking at her. James stepped between us. Antagonizing Vanessa won't solve anything. Actually, I think it might, finally seeing the real Vanessa. Her eyes narrowed. You know nothing about me, or the mother I've been. No, you tried to stop her wearing my bracelet. No, you systematically erased me. Not true, she protested, uncertainty flickering. Isn't it? Recreating my moments with Emma? Redecorating to erase my presence? Trying to replace me so thoroughly there'd be no place for me? James looked between us, troubled. Vanessa. Her silence was answer enough. Need air, James grabbed his keys. Need to think. He left. Vanessa and I faced each other. He'll leave you too, I said quietly. James loves Emma more than anything. Won't forgive putting her through this. You don't know him anymore, she replied, doubt creeping in. Know who he fundamentally is, a father first. She looked away, blinking rapidly. Should go to work. Running away again? Her gaze snapped back, angry. You have no idea. The guilt, nightmares. Think I wanted this? Think you saw an opportunity, took it. Convinced yourself raising Emma was atonement, when it was just what you wanted. She flinched. Not true. Isn't it? Crush on my husband. Hit me. Fled. Wife in coma. Step right in. Convenient. Twisting everything. Tell me how it was. Justify it. She couldn't. Grabbing her purse, she stalked out, door slamming. Alone, victory felt hollow. Exposing lies brought only weariness. What now? For Emma's sake? James didn't return that night. Vanessa did, locking herself in the master bedroom. Dinner was a fragile facade. Emma sensed the tension. Where's Dad? Working late, Vanessa lied. Emma looked at me skeptically. After dinner, I helped Emma with homework while Vanessa retreated. Once Emma slept, I installed a hidden camera in the living room, an insurance policy. The next 3 days, James remained absent. Vanessa and I maintained icy distance. I focused on bonding with Emma, rebuilding our relationship amidst the crumbling adult world. On the 4th day, returning from therapy, I found Vanessa on the phone in the living room. He's being ridiculous. Of course I knew there was a risk. Can't abandon me now. Silent listening from the hall. Accident records supposed to be sealed. If she goes to police, statute hasn't expired. House isn't the issue. What's in it? If she starts digging. No, James doesn't know about that. Can't find out, or we'll both be... She broke off as Emma bounded downstairs. Have to go. Call later. What was in the house? What didn't James know? That evening, Emma approached me, troubled. Heard Vanessa on the phone, talking about an accident. You sounded scared. My heart sank. Said something about being responsible. You finding out. Her eyes wide. Was Vanessa involved in your accident? I hesitated. Why do you think that? She said, never meant to hurt her, crying. Emma clutched her sketchbook. Is that why Dad isn't here? Vanessa appeared, pale. Emma, time for your shower. Emma stood firm. Want the truth? Was it you? Did you hurt my mom? The word mom, directed at me, sent emotion surging. Vanessa snapped, I'm your mother. Here for 5 years. Know your favorite foods. Emma flinched. You're not my mom, she said quietly. Never were. Just pretended. Hurt and anger contorted Vanessa's face. This is how you repay me? Turning on me? Don't speak to her like that, I said sharply, moving beside Emma. Stay out of this, Vanessa hissed. Between me and my daughter. She's not your daughter, never was, now she knows. Something snapped. Vanessa lunged, reaching for Emma. I stepped between them, protective instinct overriding all. Don't touch her, I warned. Frozen tableau. Vanessa's outstretched hand, me shielding Emma, Emma wide-eyed behind me. Vanessa's expression shifted, calculation replacing anger. Serious mistake, she said coldly. Think you've won turning Emma against me. No idea what I'm capable of. Actually, I do. Hit and run is revealing. Emma gasped, confirmation hitting her. Vanessa's gaze shifted to Emma, regret flickering. Accident, Emma. Never meant to hurt anyone. But you did, Emma said steadily, then lied for years. Vanessa hardened. Too young to understand. Adults make mistakes. Do what we must. Nothing right about what you did, I said. Vanessa laughed bitterly. You know nothing. What James and I built on lies, Emma interjected strongly, hurting my real mom. Protected you, Vanessa shouted. There when she couldn't be. Because you put her in a coma, Emma shot back, pieces connecting. Shock, anger, cold determination crossed Vanessa's face. Isn't over. James will never let you take Emma. Things you don't know would destroy him. More threats. Ignoring me, she focused on Emma. I love you, her voice broke. Whatever else, know that's true. Emma pressed closer to me. Vanessa turned, left, bedroom door slamming upstairs. I led trembling Emma to the table. So sorry you found out this way? Is it true? She asked small-voiced. I nodded, explained gently. She hit me, drove away, later met Dad, realized who I was. And Dad knew? Not at first. Found out eventually, chose to forgive her. Emma processed. Always felt something off about their story. I squeezed her hand. None of this your fault. Adults made bad choices. What happens now? Eyes too old for 12 years. Don't know exactly, but we'll figure it out together. Later, checking the hidden camera footage. Vanessa, frantic phone call. She knows everything. Emma knows. Falling apart. Need more money to disappear. James is implicated. Covered for me. No, he doesn't know about our arrangement. I downloaded the video, conspiracy, something beyond the hit and run. James involved, knowingly or not. Next morning, Vanessa was gone. Closet half empty. James returned around noon, haggard. Where's Vanessa? Gone. He sank into a chair. Where? No idea, but she made interesting comments. I slid my phone across, video cued. James watched, confusion turning to horror. What arrangement? He asked, pale. You tell me. She thinks you're involved. I'm not. Vehemently. His shock seemed genuine. Concerned about something in this house, I continued. He shook his head, bewildered. Then, the renovation, master bathroom. Vanessa insisted on her own contractor. Very particular. When? 4 years ago, bathroom one of her first projects here. Certainty struck. Show me. The transformed master bath. Huge marble shower, double vanities. I examined walls, cabinets, nothing. Then the marble shower bench. Proportions slightly off, too deep. Help me move this. Beneath, a near-invisible seam in the tile. We removed a section, hollow space. Waterproof bag inside, documents, thumb drive, stack of cash. I opened the folder, financial records, offshore transfers, contracts. Copies of fraudulent insurance claims filed in my name post-accident. She was embezzling, I scanned. Laundering money, used my identity for false insurance claims. James took the papers, shaking. No idea. She handled insurance paperwork. Said she wanted to spare me stress. Staggering implications. Not just hit and run. Identity theft. Fraud. The house her safeguard repository for evidence. Police, I said quietly. With this Hit and run evidence. No protecting her now. He nodded, defeated. I know. What do we tell Emma? The truth, gently. Emma appeared in the doorway, solemn. Already know. Heard everything. The alarm rang at 6, but I was already awake, watching dawn light. 2 years since awakening, still treasuring every conscious moment. The physical weakness was gone. Downstairs, coffee, preparing Emma's lunch, now 14, demanding elaborate bento boxes. Morning, she mumbled, shuffling in for toast and a hug. Art club today? Mural design. Client meeting this afternoon, I reminded her. My freelance architecture practice, slowly building since Diana gave me my first commission, was taking off. Walk home with Zoe, she offered. Old fears surfaced, but I compromised. Text me when you leave school. She rolled her eyes. Always do. After Emma left, I drove to the prison. Quarterly visits with Vanessa. Strange closure, she looked different. Prison jumpsuit, roots showing. Calculating eyes unchanged. You look well, she observed. Nearly finished renovating, I confirmed. Emma painted a mural in her room. Pain flickered at Emma's mention. How is she? Thriving, unwilling to share more. And James? Completing community service, ankle monitor off next month. She nodded. Had time to think. About why? A pause. Jealous of you, before. You had everything. Saw how James looked at you. Wanted that. So you took it. She shook her head. Accident was accident. Everything after, deliberate, choices, lies. Direct eye contact. I'm sorry, Olivia, not that it matters. Surprisingly genuine regret. Why tell me now? Lost everything. Truth is all I have left. I nodded, accepting the apology without offering forgiveness. On the way home, I stopped at my parents' graves. Mom passed 6 months ago. Doing okay, Mom, I told the headstone. Emma's flourishing. Wind rustled the trees. That evening, James arrived for dinner. Part of our new normal. Shared meals, not a reconstructed family, but a connection forged from wreckage. While Emma showed him her art upstairs, I sat on the porch, watching the restored garden bloom. The tire swing rehung. The house, like me, weathered storms. Altered, damaged, nearly destroyed, but reclaimed, renewed. 8 years ago, I woke to find my life erased. Signing Vanessa's eviction felt like righteous anger. Now, 2 years later, healing wasn't erasure, but building anew from the past. The house stood. Emma laughed. I was awake, alive, moving forward. Not everything recovered, but what remained was enough. More than enough. On the porch, watching fireflies with Emma leaning against me, she sighed contentedly. Glad you came back to us. I'll always come back to you, I promised. Always. Love survived, a light through the darkest night.